Hi everybody, my name is Hayden. I'm a USMD medical student. Today I want to talk to you about how many hours you need to get into medical school. Before we get started today though, please subscribe, like, comment below. Also follow me on Instagram at MedSchoolHayden for future updates. Alright, let's get started. There's a few things I want to talk about today, like how many hours are necessary, is there too much, how to go about getting shadowing, what is good shadowing, who to shadow, and what if you've shadowed a lot with one physician, what can you do with that? There will be timestamps below in the description, so you can click ahead and feel free what you want to focus on as always. Okay, first and foremost, how many hours are necessary? I would recommend a minimum of 40 hours shadowing physicians. I had just over 40 and that was plenty enough for me. If you can get to that 100-hour mark, that will be perfect. Now, if you go towards the 200 and above, you may want to reconsider where you're putting a lot of your time. Sure, 200 hours of shadowing is seen as extremely favorable, but you have limited time. You want to contribute to other areas to strengthen your application. If you spend all your time shadowing, what does your volunteer hours look like? What does your extracurriculars look like? Have you been working on your personal statement? You need to keep all of these things in mind because admissions committees want to see a well-rounded, jack-of-all-trades student. And don't worry, if you love it, that's great. You will accrue thousands of hours before you become a board certified physician. It's part of the training. So don't feel as if it's your last drop of air. The next thing I want to talk about is what type of shadowing is best. There's no good answer for this one, but I'm going to do my best to give you some recommendations. The reason I can't find a good answer for you is that shadowing is harder and harder to come by as time goes on. It's more exclusive. They look for medical students instead of pre-medicine students. It seems contradictory because you need future physicians to come in, so why is it so exclusive? The first thing I want to focus on is availability. You should go with the first option you have open to you. That is a family friend or a friend's parent or a networking connection that you had made. As for myself, I utilized connections I already had. I put myself out there for them and I forced opportunities upon myself that only those clinical places had offered to current medical students. And mind you, I was a pre-med at this time. Due to an influx of shadowing that people have wanted, many places across the US have a minimum volunteer hours that need to be met before they open the door for shadowing. This can be seen as a great opportunity to strengthen your volunteer hours as well. This could be a 2-in-1 opportunity for you to strengthen your application. A second thing to look for when finding out what shadowing is best is the types of physicians and specialties that you're following. As myself, I would recommend following at least 2 different physicians. I followed 4 different physicians. 2 were family medicine and the other 2 were emergency medicine. It is critical to demonstrate in your application and for your sake that you are aware of different medical environments. Admission committees need to see that you've worked with more than one physician and team because clinical experiences can vary widely and they don't want you to be shell-shocked when you come into the clinic for the first time and it's really not what you expected. The third thing is location that you need to look at. Of the 4 physicians that I had shadowed, they were split between 2 locations in 2 different states. This demonstrated that I was aware of different clinical environments. For the same reason, it's not enough to shadow one physician. Admission committees understand that there is a wild variation in clinical site experiences, and it's important that you also expose yourself to different healthcare systems. The last thing I want to talk about is, can you have too many hours with one physician? If you have many hours with one physician, this is not seen as an issue. Rather, use this to your benefit. This might be a person that you want to ask for a letter of recommendation in the future or during your application cycle. If you're considering this option, you need to understand that physicians are extremely busy people. Only do this if you have enough repertoire built up and you're comfortable with that person. I would recommend 30 to 40 hours prior to considering this option. And you need to understand that physician letters of recommendation are a huge tool and weight in your application if you have this opportunity. I never had a physician write me a letter of recommendation, but I can assure you if I had, it would have only strengthened my application. And that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.